Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you the final brick-built version of my Modular Ollivanders. This is the first building of my Modular Diagon Alley MOC that I'm doing adapting the original Diagon Alley LEGO set to a modular format. That LEGO set only had the front half of the buildings and the buildings were not splittable by floor. Just as a reminder, this is the 13th episode of this series where I've been detailing all the process and all the steps that I've been doing in order to reach this final goal. So I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out the first episodes. So now into the building. This building has two stores, Ollivanders and Scribulus, and I kept it like that. And Ollivanders will occupy both floors of this building. And on this side, Scribulus is only on the ground floor and the first floor is a small apartment. As you can see, the front facade is basically the same. There's no news here. It's amazing, it's beautiful. That was one of my goals, to touch the minimum possible the near perfect work that Marcus Bessa and his team did on this LEGO set. That front facade only has one additional layer of plates here between the first floor and the rooftop because I didn't find a way to make it splittable without adding that layer of plates. And that's it. Now going into the back part of the building. This is the one that will be completely new for you if you haven't seen my other episodes. So the idea here was to go with a much more plain look, as this is facing a back alley. You don't have a lot of people coming by. There is no need to have glass showcasing to the street of the products that you're selling, and this is just an alternative exit. That's what I did. I cut down a lot of the architectural work that you have on the front facade and made it much more plain. I used profile bricks to give it some texture. I put little details that show a bit less maintenance, less care with the buildings. For instance, you have a small plant coming out of some issue with the wall here on this side, and you have near the windows some different color bricks to show that the paint is coming out or that there is some degradation on the facade. Also, I put some dirt, some rocks, some things in the ground to show that this is not as clean or as taken care of as the front street. I even added here some plants coming out of the ground. I have even a frog and I have a snake coming out under the stairs. So the stairs is another big feature here in the back alley. In the Ollivanders, there's some inside stairs to access the first floor of the store, as the small apartment above Scribulus is completely separate from the store and the store is smaller. I added some external stairs to reach that apartment. Otherwise, there was no way to reach it. These are like wood stairs with a handrail on one side. I made them look like they are not the sturdiest thing on earth. I think that fits well with the notion of a back alley and the style of architecture of the whole building. So let's start splitting these and looking inside. I'll probably start going into the ground floor. I kept Scribulus as close as possible to what it was. I just extended the cabinet with the ink and the quills, and I added a trunk with some parchments. I thought that it would make sense to have those in this store also. On the other side, on Ollivanders, I did an amazing bunch of changes. And it was all to make it as close as possible to the store that we see in the movies. So I added some additional wand cabinets. I put the stairs on the left side when you come in. That is where you see them in the movie. And I extended the cabinet of the wands to follow the stairs as they are going up. And I even added a wand that comes out in the middle of the stairs, because we actually see Ollivanders taking one of those wands for Harry to try out in the movie. Also, I put the desk from Ollivanders next to the stairs, as it is on the movie. As it is, it's much more closer to what we see there. I even added a small table to the right when you enter, and one of the cabinets to the right also has some announcements. It's something that I also saw in some stills from the movie. Okay, so going to the first floor. The roof. So here in Ollivanders you have like the top of the stairs and a desk where Ollivander works and a chair, and you have more cabinets of wands. I tried to keep like almost a continuum from the ground floor to the first floor, so that when you are in the ground floor you see wands up to a high ceiling. So that's why I didn't completely close the floor of the first floor to create a separation between the floors. No, this is like just a balcony, an area on the first floor where you can see down, but when you are in the store you see wands up to the ceiling of the first floor. Above Scribulus we have this small apartment. The original already had it with a fireplace and a sofa and a small cabinet with a skull and a bottle of something on top of it and a small rug. What I added was a bed and a bedside table with an oil lamp to make it more like an apartment. So basically that's it. Then you have the rooftop. I had a bit of a challenge with the rooftop because these rooftops are in two different heights. I wanted to keep it like that, but putting two separate rooftops was hard, and you had this small bit of architecture here that made it quite impossible to have a separate height in terms of roof, because I couldn't split. I had to include it all in the same area. And you can see here that I have in dark tan the roof of the first floor, and then I have in gray with one layer of bricks in the middle, another layer of plates, creating the difference of height between the two areas. So there's like an empty gap between these layers of plates, where actually it's not completely empty. I had to put some bricks to give stability, but it's like a bit of waste in the building. In the back, I added here this ladder to actually access the rooftop. You will need it for people cleaning the chimneys and just doing maintenance on the building. That's it. This is my Modular Ollivanders. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you did, please press the like button. And if you want to see the remaining buildings, just hit subscribe and the bell to get your notifications on when I release the next buildings. Probably in 15 days or in 1 month, I will release the video for the next building.